Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Let me get a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up? How's it going?
It's going. It's going.
Going?
Yeah. Looks like our new HGO days might have to be Mondays.
Life has just been...
It's been busy.
Life's been kicking us.
But hey, we're here. Kind of queer. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Bye, pride, baby. Let's go. My name is Fred Stewart, and welcome once again to Hots, Graves, and Omens. With me, just about as always, I love a co-host.
Except for that one time. It's me. It's Taylor. Hi.
Hey, girl. What's up? What you doing? What's up? What you doing?
Co-hosting a podcast.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the world, especially Portland, needs more podcasters.
Yeah.
That's what we need, and that's what exists out here. That's what we need to have. It's more podcasters in Portland, Oregon.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Definitely not saturated full throughout Portland.
Absolutely not. I can't believe you would even dare to suggest it.
You know, I was in a Uber the other day, and I had a Uber driver tell me that he has a podcast about him just talking about his Uber ride customers.
When were you in an Uber recently?
I was gonna go by crack. But
I think I was in an Uber more recently than you.
not me. No, I was there. I was in the Uber.
With me?
Yes, I was the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But hey, we're out here. I just want to take a quick second as Taylor's pulling up because she has a news story she wants to read. But we released episode 1 of Blazed and Bewitched. It's on the Comedy Chaos Network YouTube. Please go check it out. It's our ghost hunting show. I'm very proud of how our first episode came out.
I'm not in it.
She's not in it because she wasn't available. But I think it did a really good job. It was edited by me. You know, it was kind of like I kind of put everything together, made the logo. But, you know, the rest of the guys are cool. I'm kidding. Everyone was really cool. It was really fun. And we went out to the Witch's Castle here in Portland, Oregon, in Forest Park, also known as Murder Park. Got some weird stuff. It's pretty spooky. Got some really cool spirit box phenomena. Got some really spooky EVPs. But, yeah, please go check it out. I think you guys are going to like it a lot. And we're already working on getting our location for episode 2. It's also going to be in Portland. Surprise.
Hopefully I'm there.
Hopefully. Because it's going to be a fucking doozy. If it's the one, if we get the location we're trying to film at, it's going to be a doozy. But Tate, you have a story.
I inhaled too hard. Yeah. This is out of Fort Lauderdale in Florida.
Oh.
So.
Well, good. I think it was Fort Lauderdale, Kansas.
I don't think that's a place.
It might be. I can look.
So a woman who pleaded guilty to dressing as a clown in 1990 and murdering the wife of a man she later married was released from prison on Saturday.
I'm trying to do like a sad clown, but there's no like...
There's no sad clown
It's
horn.
just...
That's what it sounds like when Spirit sniffs the mic. Sheila Keene Warren, who's 61, was released 18 months after she pled guilty to second-degree murder for the shooting of Marlene Warren.
Okay.
The plea deal came shortly before her trial would have started.
Mm-hmm.
Keene Warren has maintained her innocence even after her plea and was sentenced to 12 years in prison. But she'd been in custody for 7 years, and since her arrest in 2017, the Florida laws in 1990 allowed significant credit for good behavior, and it had been expected that she'd be released in about 2 years. Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg said in a statement Saturday, Sheila Keene Warren will always be an admitted convicted murderer and will wear that stain for the rest of, every day for the rest of her life.
Cool.
Why did she dress as a clown to murder?
Wait, so I'm confused. So she dressed up like a clown to murder a woman?
Yeah, so apparently what happened, there's a little bit of information about this murder.
Yeah.
Marlene Warren's son, Joseph Aarons, and his friends were at home when they said a person dressed as a clown rang the doorbell. He said that when his mom answered, the clown handed her some balloons. After she responded, "How nice!" The clown pulled a gun and shot her in the face before fleeing.
Jesus Christ. That I don't mean to laugh about horrible murder.
That was 0 to like 1,000.
That is the worst fucking
That's terrible.
you know, like the birthday grams, you know, they come up and they sing you a little song.
Yeah.
It's like that, but murder. That's fucking heavy metal, dude.
Brutal, right? Like,
Dude, that's like a mob hit. That's fucking gangster.
like
I mean, that's super fucked up, but that's super kind of
that's
wild.
so wild to me that they're just like, joke's on you. Like
what happened after that? Like, just like, good work, Agent 47. Like, what the fuck?
so
She just hands some balloons and pulls out a pistol and fucking lays her out.
yeah, so and then
Whoa.
she fled.
She fled?
And then Palm Beach County Sheriff investigators.
Not fled. Flee.
Well, you know,
She's made of fleas.
she fled. So Palm Beach County Sheriff investigators had long suspected her in the slaying, but she wasn't arrested until 27 years later when they found that they had improved DNA testing that tied her to evidence found in the getaway car.
Whoa.
So then
27 years and then she got caught?
yeah.
Like the detective, like, it goes into the house and he's like, all these back here for some reason. It's like, ma'am, can I use your bathroom? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And he goes in there and he's like, looks around, there's like grease makeup everywhere. He's like, good fucking damn it. And then he hears her running away. I'm like, oh, she's running.
Apparently, at the time of the shooting, Keen Warren was an employee of her husband, Michael, at his used car lot.
Okay.
Where they eventually got together and moved to Abingdon, Virginia, where they ran a restaurant just across the Tennessee border. Witnesses told investigators in 1990 that then Sheila Keen and Michael Warren were having an affair, although both denied it. Over the years, detectives said that costume shop employees actually identified Sheila Warren as the woman who had bought the clown suit a couple days before the killing. And one of the two balloons, there was a silver one that read, "You're the greatest." Yep. Was sold only at one store, which was a Publix supermarket near Keen Warren's home. Employees told detectives that a woman who looked like Keen Warren had bought the balloons an hour before the shooting. The presumed getaway car was found abandoned with orange hair-like fibers inside. The white Chrysler convertible had been reported stolen from Michael Warren's car lot a month before the shooting. Keen Warren and then her then husband repossessed cars for him. It's suspected that Marlene knew her husband was having an affair and wanted to leave him.
Oh, really? That she just didn't want to dress up like a fucking clown and just blow someone's brains out?
Yeah, so Marlene was like, listen, I think my husband's having an affair. I'm gonna get a divorce. And then the mistress was like, no. We're gonna do murder instead. That sounds good.
So the mistress murdered the wife?
Yes. And then married the husband later.
Okay. I thought it was the wife murdered the mistress.
No. The mistress murdered the wife.
Okay. What?
Still confusing, right?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
But because like you can never really fully understand the rationale of a killer, right? And like especially like one like this where it's such a crazy crime. But at some point, she was like, I gotta kill her. You know, this like love triangle thing. Like, I gotta kill her. Why dress up like a clown? She had to go to a Publix to buy balloons.
A specific Publix is the only one. The one Publix is the one that carried that balloon.
You think she got the costume from the costume store and just like, something's missing, you know?
Jesus.
She's standing there. She's standing there in the Publix with her gun. Meanwhile, the employee just like blowing up the balloons. Like, so you're going to like a party or something? Like, well, somebody's certainly gonna have a surprise. Like, that's cool. I love parties. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
She was arrested in 2019 and she's released?
Yeah, so they released her 18 months after they'd had her in custody for 7 years. And then...
Wild.
Yeah, they 2 years ago were like, we have enough evidence that it was her. They also suspect that Michael may have been involved, probably, but they have no like evidence. But she had
well,
said
someone had to drive the clown car.
The wife had said, if something happens to me, Mike did it.
Oh shit!
Which is a lot. He was probably involved.
That's fucking crazy.
That's a wild story, right?
That is
Were you
insane.
expecting that for our story?
I was not. That prop just happened to be here. Did not grab that from beforehand, which is very funny.
Yeah, I was sitting on the table before we started.
Yeah, because I was gonna dress like a clown for Halloween, and then I decided to dress up like me.
Kind of.
Speaking of murder, well, it's another form of a clown. Speaking of murder, have you heard about the familicide killing in Washington State?
No.
This shit is bonkers.
We got a lot of...
That was the name of the woman's clown's alter ego. Bonkers. It's fine. It's low-hanging fruit. But, so... in Falls City, Washington, a 15-year-old boy is accused of killing his parents and 3 siblings at their Washington home, shot them and then called police, falsely claimed the brother committed the slayings. Wild. So they're not, obviously, it's a juvenile, so they can't name names.
Yeah.
But it was on, like, the last Thursday, I guess. Today is the 3rd? Yes. Of November. So the been charged with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder for that previous Monday's slaying.
Yeah.
So 2 adults and 3 children were found dead shortly before 5 a.m. Monday after a shooting was reported inside the home of Lake Alice Road neighborhood in Falls City, Washington, about 25 miles east of Seattle. The medical examiner identified them as Mark Humiston, 43, Sarah Humiston, 42, and their children, Catherine, 7, Joshua, 9, and Benjamin, 13. So an 11-year-old sister who was shot but survived by playing dead managed to escape through a window and went to a neighbor's home. In an affidavit from the King County Sheriff's Office, she was hospitalized and then has since been discharged. So basically, around like 4:55 a.m., the 15-year-old called King County Sheriff's Office and claimed that his 13-year-old brother had just shot my whole family and committed suicide too. Law enforcement arrives, find this fucking brutal murder.
Yeah.
And the 15-year-old was like, oh yeah, my 13-year-old brother killed everybody, and then he blew his brains out. And not knowing his sister had survived, and so they take him back to station to get all his information. Yeah. She's. They don't know that he doesn't know that she's alive. She finally is able to like talk to law enforcement. It's like, no, he fucking killed everybody and tried to kill me. But the 11-year-old told investigators that the teenager shot her and then left the room, and that she heard someone shouting "stop" and "help" before she escaped. The sibling told investigators that the handgun was kept in a lockbox, and the suspect was the only one of the children who knew the combination. And yeah, it's fucking wild. So they're this 15-year-old's lawyers are saying the law presumes our client is innocent of these charges. I don't think so. Yeah, they said they called him a 15-year-old boy who enjoys mountain biking and fishing, who has no criminal history other than killing his entire family. Now,
that's crazy.
It's wild. They're saying his attorneys are like, it's all allegations. Listen, I'm a big believer of innocent until proven guilty, but if your 11-year-old sister is like, he tried to fucking kill me and he killed my entire family,
yeah,
I'm gonna believe her. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no,
personally.
I agree.
But we'll see what happens as the story develops. Whenever he ends up going to court, But the husband was shot 4 times, the mother was shot 2 times, and the children were also shot multiple times. In an insane slaying,
Easy.
systematically murdered his mother, father, 2 brothers, and sister, and attempted to murder his other sister. That's what the detective said. And they had staged the scene prior to first responders' arrival. So, premeditation's there.
Yeah.
Seems like. Why he did it, allegedly, I don't know. But I guess maybe we'll find out when they go to court.
Yeah.
But it's fucking crazy. Not very often you hear about a whole family annihilated.
Yeah.
Family annihilation isn't big these days. You know?
Yeah.
But John List, you know, is an example. We covered John List, didn't we?
I don't know.
Probably. I don't know if we didn't. We covered John List. But speaking of death, and speaking of children.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about the other thing that happened in Washington just a couple nights ago.
What happened in Washington a couple nights ago?
There was the shooting in the mall.
In Vancouver Mall. Yeah. Yeah, pretty local to us.
Night.
On Halloween night. Yeah, fucking, I can't believe my cousin missed that by 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, there was a shooting within the Vancouver Mall, and it wasn't even targeted towards a particular person, right? It was
They
just
killed one man and wounded 2 others.
Yeah, so it's just an active shooter that just came in and started just killing people.
They
I didn't even want to talk about it because I didn't want to entertain this fucking asshole. But he's in custody, right?
Yeah, they arrested him.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
Like,
This is an important message from H.G.O. Please stop killing people. Just don't do it. It's bad. We have enough. We have enough to last us to the end of time. We're good.
yeah. It's fucking crazy. Like, just stop.
Just stop. Just stop.
Stop.
Just stop shooting people. Just killing
There's
people.
no reason.
Just don't do it. Hey, you think about killing somebody? Don't do it. Knock it off. Knock it off. All right. Anyway, you don't know what we're covering.
No.
I know what we're covering.
I would hope so.
What we're covering.
Me every time I go to read an episode, because it's like a couple days before like we talk about it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I write about again? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I wrote that.
So we're covering probably one of the biggest kidnapping stories of American history,
Oh,
of like all time, right?
all time.
All time.
Is it solved?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Check my notes. I don't remember. It's been a couple days since I read it.
That's fair. That's me whenever you ask me anything about a topic that I've written, and you're like, what about this? I'm like, I think it's in here somewhere.
Yes. What does the name Lindbergh mean to you?
I know about this story.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I know a decent amount about Charles Lindbergh.
Mm-hmm.
Our dog's
go ahead.
registered name is actually after Charles Lindbergh.
Mm-hmm. That's not what I like to say. You like to say that it's based on, Charles Lindbergh and all that stuff. Her name is Spirit. I said B2 Spirit.
Well, so her registered name is Lindbergh's Legacy.
Yes.
After the Spirit of the St. Louis.
Yes.
Her mom's name is Transatlantic Spirit, so it just kind of like
Blends
ties in
together,
really
yes.
well.
Check out Dog Talk Podcast. He'll be out at some point.
But her actual, her name is Spirit after, a B2 Spirit, but her registered name is after Charles Lindbergh.
She didn't even blink.
No, she
Completely asleep.
She's so tired. She was at my mom's all day, having the
great.
best time of her life.
But yes, we're covering the Lindbergh kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, big story.
I know a decent amount.
All right.
I'm ready.
Are you ready to get into it?
I just said I was ready.
Okay, well, I was going to do the whole line. There's a line. We have this line that we do sometimes, like the ghosts and ghouls, like, you ready to get into it? Like, I'm ready. Like, let's get into it. Like, that's kind of like stay spooky, stay haunted. It's like one of those fun taglines that you add to a podcast. That's like, hey, that's like when I hear that the thing, it makes me think of the podcast. But then sometimes you fucking sometimes
I beat him to it, and now he's upset. You okay?
All right.
I did not like that.
Let's get into it. At approximately 9 p.m. on March 1st, 1932, the Lindbergh's nurse, Betty Gow, found that the 20-month-old Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr. was not with his mother, Annie Mar Lindbergh, who had just come out of the bath. Gow then alerted Charles Lindbergh, who immediately went to the child's room where he found a ransom note. Starting off strong right away. Ransom note contained poor handwriting and grammar in an envelope on the windowsill. Taking a gun, Lindbergh went around the house and the grounds with the family butler, Ollie Watley. Jesus. They found impressions on the ground under the window of the baby's room, pieces of a wooden ladder, and a baby blanket. Watley telephoned the Hopewell Police Department while Lindbergh contacted his attorney and friend, Henry Beckenridge, and the New Jersey State Police. So an extensive search begins to happen immediately.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this way before Amber Alerts and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But which I imagine this time would have been a huge pain in the ass to plugging in phone jacks and shit. You know, it's like, look out for a baby.
Any baby.
Have you seen a baby?
Ever?
like ever? Like, have you seen a baby?
Like, have I seen a baby?
Have you seen a baby that knows how to use ladders?
No, but that sounds really cool. I would like to see a baby
I would like
who knows how to use ladders.
A baby with a makeshift ladder.
Yeah.
This baby doesn't know how to spell. Looking on the ransom note. And they're like, it's not a baby. Somebody took the baby. And they're like, no, I'm pretty sure a baby wrote this.
I don't know. There's some spelling errors. I think that might be a baby.
Yeah. Might be my baby. So the Hopewell Borough, in coordination with the New Jersey State Police, begin to coordinate together. Be like, we got to find out whether or not this baby knows how to use ladders. Turns out, baby does not know how to use ladders.
Are they sure?
Pretty sure.
Have they tested this baby on ladder
Tested
usage?
the baby on ladders.
Yeah.
I'm going on a limb here, Jay. Probably not.
Then they can't say this baby doesn't know how to use ladders.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks. Does your baby know how to use ladders? Like, what? Go fucking find the guys who stole my fucking kid. They're like, sir, we're just trying to ask questions.
We just got to make sure. Like, that's all. We just got to confirm your baby doesn't know how to use ladders, because...
Does your baby know how to make ransom notes and use makeshift ladders? Anyway.
I think he does.
So, after midnight, they're on this case fucking fast.
Oh, yeah.
Considering it's the Lindberghs. They're on this shit immediately.
It's a big name.
It's a big name. It's a big family, right?
Yeah.
So after midnight, a fingerprint expert examined the ransom note and ladder and found no footprints or fingerprints. Leading experts conclude that the kidnappers were gloved, had some sort of type of cloth on, like their sole of their shoes.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Baby onesie.
Oh my God, they're just big ass ones. That'd be, man.
the baby's in a onesie. That's why you got no fingerprints. That's why you got no footprints. The baby made the ransom note, got down the ladder.
It seems that the kidnappers were wearing a size 1 shoe. They're like, stop saying the baby climbed the ladder. Stop it. They're like pointed like the size 11 next to it. They're like, look at that. I'm like, those might be mine. I have to step in those tracks to verify. It's like, don't do that. Anyway, so no adult fingerprints were found in the baby's room, including the areas witnesses admitted to touching, and such as like the window, but the baby's fingerprints were found. They did find baby fingerprints in there.
I'm just saying.
The baby didn't climb out the window. All right. No, it's not. Not. Okay. So the brief handwritten ransom note had many spelling and grammar irregularities in it. Like it reads as this: "Dear sir, have $500,000 ready, REDY, $25,000 in 20 bills, $15,000 in 10 bills, and $10,000 in 5 bills. After 2-4 days, we will inform you were to deliver the money.
Listen, those spelling errors.
It's not a baby. Baby didn't write this. We want. Hold on. We warn you for making anything public or for notify the police the child is in good care. Indication for all the letters are signature and 3. That's not even a word. Holes. Hohls. Holes.
Holes.
Yes. Love kidnapper. No.
Listen.
I think I lost. Honestly, I can see why detectives thought it was a baby.
I'm kind of on the detective side right now. They're not finding adult fingerprints, and fucking look at that note.
At the bottom of the note were 2 interconnected blue circles surrounding a red circle with a hole punched through the red circle and 2 more holes to the right or left. It's like a weird symbol.
The baby got frustrated. Listen, honestly,
this gives me the same energy of like, it's not gorilla. You know, you know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Gorilla. Legend of Ernest.
It's. What the fuck is that letter?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Bring me money. I had to use that voice specifically for it.
Because, like, all of that spelling is so bad. I'm kind of on the detective side right now where I'm like,
okay.
That could be a baby.
The detectives didn't think that. But us as detectives, we were like, we travel back in time. And they're like, you can go see like when the pyramid was built. You can go watch like Rome in its heyday. Like we show up to the Lindbergh Kidnapping in our cool like 1930s detective outfits.
Yeah.
And they're like, Detective Stewart, Detective Showland. Like, what do you think? Like, I think it was a baby that wrote this.
Have you confirmed the child did not write this?
We're positive that a baby did not write this ransom letter, considering that they were 20 months old.
Okay, but do you see the spelling on this?
I think a baby wrote this. Changes the whole investigation. They never find out what happened.
Tell me an adult wrote this.
We need to give this baby $50,000. God damn.
Do you know how many Chuck E. Cheese tickets he could buy with that?
Chuck E. Cheese didn't exist yet.
You don't know what this is yet, but he could buy a lot of Chuck E. Cheese tickets.
Your great-great-grandkids are going to love that place. And then your great-great-grandkids are going to fucking hate that place. It's got the shittiest pizza and for some reason they serve beer.
Because when you're stuck in a place with that many children, sometimes you need a drink.
It's just a kid casino.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's all that those like arcades are. They're just
Honestly, if they let me smoke inside, I'd probably hang out a lot more. I haven't been in a Chuck E. Cheese in
we don't even have them near us anymore.
Yeah, I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in well over like 16 years.
I think
I would travel.
I think our closest one is Bullwinkle's.
You just go in there and it's like all those like slumlords sitting at like slot machines smoking cigarettes, you know, but it's just them playing playing like the stack block game.
Whack-a-mole?
Like, yeah, playing whack-a-mole. It's like, fuck, dude.
They got the like
oh
the
my
big
god, oh my god,
spinning
oh my
wheel.
god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna tell my wife I lost the house to whack-a-mole. What the fuck?
Like the big spinning wheel that you pull the lever on. And like everyone's just crowded.
Yeah.
Hits a jackpot, everyone's cheering. Like
fucking pit boss comes in, but it's Chuck E. Cheese, but he's wearing like a leather jacket. Like, we need to go to the cashier's booth. Just like some like 17-year-old. He's like, you get like a fidget spinner? Get like a pencil that smells. Like, fuck, man.
Actually, you did get a lot of tickets. Anything from the third shelf down?
Well, I spent my kids college on this. So I think he's gonna like the frisbee. I think the frisbee's gonna be a
What
winner.
about the plasma ball? That's also an option.
Oh fuck, I don't know now.
Listen, okay, so
What will make my wife love me more?
plasma ball.
Plasma ball?
Yes.
Yeah, because I lost the house.
However,
Yeah.
so like, you gotta think about it wisely. If you get the frisbee, you can get a couple things in this drawer, and this drawer, or anything down here. If you get just the plasma ball, that's it.
Is that the Lindbergh baby?
in the glass case.
That's 5,000 tickets, sir. Oh, damn it. All right. Anyway, recreation of the ransom note's signature, quotations, with the black dots representing punctures in the paper. On further examination of the ransom notes by professionals, they found that it was all written by the same person. Surprise.
Surprise.
They determined that due to the odd English, the writer must have been foreign and spent some but little time in the United States. The FBI then found a sketch artist to make a portrait of the man they believed to be the kidnapper, which I find very funny.
He was foreign or a baby.
They're like, I believe that now, Miss Lindbergh, I believe we have a composite sketch of the kidnapper. She shows a photo of Boss Baby. Does this look like a kidnapper to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. So another attempt at identifying the kidnapper was made by examining the ladder that was used in the crime to abduct a child. Police realized while the ladder was built incorrectly, it was built by someone who knew how to construct with wood and had prior building experience, which is pretty good lead so far. Like, that's a good way to narrow down your criminal, not bias, like, well, not bias, but like criminal profile.
Yeah.
It's like, which one of these criminals knows how to build a ladder? So no fingerprints were found on the ladder. Slivers of the wood were examined, as the police believed that this evidence would lead to the kidnapper. Honestly, pretty smart for the day.
Yeah.
Like, being like, I can look, maybe try to determine like where this wood was maybe manufactured.
Yeah.
To trace it back. That's really smart. They had a professional see how many different types of wood were used, what pattern was made by the nail holes, and if it had been made indoors or outdoors. Fucking crazy for the 1930s.
That's pretty cool.
That is super smart. This was later a key element in the trial of the man who was accused of the kidnapping.
It's just the Lindbergh baby on trial. just swaddled.
No, I was thinking of him just sitting in a chair. It's them painting across the courtroom. And they're like, we call the defendant to the stand. The baby just flops out of the chair. Slowly crawls over.
Oh my gosh.
So, on March 2nd, 1932, the FBI director, the big boss,
Head honcho.
J. Edgar Hoover, the fucking man, contacted the Trenton, New Jersey Police Department. He told the New Jersey Police Department that they could contact the FBI for any resources and provide any assistance if needed.
That's cool.
Yeah. The FBI did not have federal jurisdiction until May 31st, 1932.
Oh.
So they weren't even like fully federal yet. That was when the president declared the FBI was at the disposal of the New Jersey Police Department and that the FBI should coordinate and conduct the investigation. So, the New Jersey State Police offered a $25,000 reward equivalent to $558,000 in 2023 for anyone who provided information pertaining to the case. On March 4th, 1932, a man by the name of Gaston B. Means...
What? He be means?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, fucking Gaston.
What if he's the nicest guy?
Hey, Gaston B. Means. Hey, such a pleasure. Hey, look, you use moisturizer? That's very, listen, my wife, she likes her moisturizers, and, I got her some, but I chose so many. I think I'm just going to give them all to her. Yeah, I think, I'm just, Means maybe my last name, but, I'm just a nice guy. Also kidnap babies.
Oh, okay. Great.
I am kidding. So Gaston B. Means had a discussion with Evelyn Walsh McLean. It's a lot of rhyming names. And told her that he would be of great importance in retrieving the Lindbergh baby. Means told McLean that he could find these kidnappers because he was approached weeks before the abduction about participating in a, quote, big kidnapping.
Oh.
And he claimed that his friend was the kidnapper of the Lindbergh child.
Oh.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty
crazy. So, the following day, Means told McLean that he had made contact with the person who had the Lindbergh child. He then convinced Mrs. McLean to give him $100,000 to obtain the child because the ransom had doubled. McLean obliged, believing that Means really knew where the child was. She waited for the child's return every day until she finally asked Means for her money back. No, baby, it's on back order. Baby's on back. It's on back order.
The Lindbergh baby is on back order?
Oh yeah, so somebody originally it's on back order.
Why? Why is it on back order?
We got a problem with shipping. It's there's like unions on the coast and stuff, but there's like the it's on back order. So she asked for her money back, obviously. When he basically just goes, I don't think I'm going to do that. Ms. McLean reported him to the police, and he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for embezzlement. So not great.
Not super good.
Not super cool. So Violet Sharp, who was a suspected conspirator of the crime, died by suicide on June 10th before she was scheduled to be questioned for the 4th time in the investigation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was like, nope. Fucking punch out. Her involvement was later ruled out due to her having an alibi for the night of March 1st, 1932.
Okay. So she was not a part of it.
No,
she just questioned a lot.
Just questioned a lot.
Okay.
Decided to take her own life. In October of 1933, Franklin D. fucking Roosevelt, that's his other middle name, announced that the Federal Bureau of Investigation would take jurisdiction over the case.
That makes sense.
FDR was like,
I get
get those boys in there.
I get it.
I get it.
Apparently Spirit is too tired to see anymore.
Face. You guys can't see.
Remember it's too low. She's face down in my knee right now. Like she too tired to see anything right now.
So funny. So, word of the kidnapping spread quickly.
Yeah.
Naturally. Because they're punching in fucking phones. They're like, have you seen a baby? And like, so everybody knew.
Have you seen a baby ever?
The only people I know that have a baby is the Lindberghs. So hundreds of people converged on the estate, destroying any footprint evidence. Pretty much immediately.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that, reading about that.
Not great.
No.
Along with police and well-connected and well-intentioned people arrived at the Lindbergh estate. Military colonels offered their aid, although only one had law enforcement expertise. Hubert Norman Schwarzenkopf, superintendent of the New Jersey State Police. Fucking nailed that. Now, the other colonels were Henry Skillman Breckinridge, a Wall Street lawyer, and William J. Donovan, a hero of the First World War, who later headed the Office of Strategic Strategies, also known as the
Sorry, what was
the
it?
OSS, Office of Strategic Strategies. The fucking CIA. It was the CIA. You weren't gonna get it. It was the CIA.
No, did you see like the blank?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Listen, you asked me a question, I don't know the answer. My face just dead. Like you can't get a read on anything because I'm not thinking nothing.
So, I'm just gonna give you the round scope of thing.
Yeah.
New Jersey State Police, the big boss, is on scene.
Yeah.
He's here.
Okay.
The fucking dude who would later be in charge of the CIA is here. And the newly, fully federal, was soon to be federal at the time, but the new soon to be federal FBI is just there.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And then there's people outside like, yeah, missing a baby, like just stomping on shit, breaking ladders, eating the wood, whatever. I can tell by the way it tastes of this baby climbing this ladder. Like, get out of here.
By the way it tastes, I can tell a onesie was on each rung of this ladder.
Let me smell the note.
let me. Hey, can I get that other rung to make sure?
Chewing on the fucking ransom letter. He's like, this guy can't read.
When you asked me what the OSS was going to turn into, do you want to know the first thing that popped in my head? TSA.
Okay.
I wasn't right, but
nope. Sure weren't.
It's the only thing that's in my head right now.
TSA?
Yeah.
God bless.
Right. It's like the other day when I saw something, it was like, gives you a hint. It's a marshmallow advent calendar. They're like, oh, here's a little hint to the flavor on the door. And it said, My Miss American Pie. And my first guess, Chevy. Do you want to know the actual flavor? It was apple pie. Sometimes my brain just be saying things. I think I wrote that ransom letter.
I got fucking tears in my eyes. Hold on. Why did you think Chevy?
Because of the song. Drove my Chevy down the
Also, what a you thing to get fucking like a marshmallow advent calendar that like came up for you for something you wanted to get.
It was like a video on my For You page.
Oh yeah, they're like, you know who would love this.
And like I thought Chevy, and then second thing was, what the fuck are you talking
I know
about?
I've said it 1,000 times on this show. If you ever wonder what a day in the life is with Taylor, that's it. I swear to God, it's not a bit for the show. It's not us trying to make jokes. That is just Taylor.
I think I'm a little stupid sometimes. It's okay.
Oh my God.
I know my dad's watching this.
You made that.
He's also like this.
You think your dad was watching that and was like, my Mr. Chevy.
I sent him a TikTok once and he was like, I don't do TikTok. And I was like, you don't have to be on TikTok to watch the fucking video. First of all.
Sorry.
Like,
I get it. What I don't get is you think. Never mind. Let's get back on track before I fly off the fucking handle onto whatever that is.
You don't want a Chevy flavored marshmallow?
No, I don't. I don't know.
Apple pie flavored.
Well, yeah, I'll try a bite.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lindbergh and these men speculated that the kidnapping was perpetrated by organized crime figures. They sought out that the letter was written by someone who spoke German as his native language. At this time, Charles Lindbergh used his influence to control the direction of the investigation. Steering everybody, right? So they contacted Mickey Rosner, a Broadway hanger-on rumored to know mobsters. Rosner turned to two speakeasy owners, Salvador Salvi Spatel and Irving Bitts, for aid. Lindbergh quickly endorsed the duo and appointed them as his intermediaries to the deal with the mob. Several organized crime figures, notably Al Capone, Willie Moretti, Joe Adonis, and Abner Zwillman, spoke from prison, offering their help to return the baby in exchange for money or for legal favors.
Yeah, that's a very Al Capone thing to do.
Honestly, though, if I had to pay money to Al Capone and he's like, I'm going to get your fucking baby back, I'd be like, you get my fucking baby back, I'll give you whatever the fuck you want. And he did it, I'd be like, all right.
I guess I'm paying Al Capone money.
Fuck yeah. Absolutely. I would. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's true.
Specifically, Capone offered assistance in return for being released from prison under the pretenses that his assistance would be more effective. Authorities were like, no, no. And he was like, all right.
Well.
So you stay there. So the morning after the kidnapping, authorities notified President Herbert Hoover of the crime. At that time, the kidnapping was classified as a state crime, and the case did not seem to have any grounds for federal involvement. Attorney General William D. Mitchell met with Hoover and announced that the whole machinery of the Department of Justice would be set in motion to cooperate with the New Jersey authorities. The Bureau investigation, later the FBI, Federal Bureau investigation, was authorized to investigate the case, while the United States Coast Guard, the U.S. Customs Service, and the U.S. Immigration Services, and the Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia, D.C. Police, were told their services might be required. New Jersey officials announced a $25,000 reward for the safe return of little Lindy. The Lindbergh family offered an additional $50,000 reward of their own. At this time, the total reward was around $75,000, which in today's sum is about $1.8 million.
Jesus.
They got money.
Yeah,
They got money.
They got money. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and this was also during the Great Depression.
So like, yeah, that makes sense.
It's like an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Insane.
Man. To have that much money now.
$1.8 million?
Yeah.
Buy a nice, get a nice one-bedroom house. You know?
Yeah.
Hey. Got me. On March 6th, a new ransom letter arrived by mail to the Lindbergh home. The letter was postmarked March 4th in Brooklyn, and it carried the perforated red and blue marks. The ransom had been raised to $70,000. A third ransom note postmarked from Brooklyn and also including the secret marks arrived in the Breckenridge's mail. The note told the Lindberghs that John Condon would be the intermediary between the Lindberghs and the kidnappers, and requested a notification in the newspaper that the third note had been received. Instructions specify the size of the box the money should come in and warn the family not to contact the police. Too late.
Yeah, I mean, they'd already done that.
Already done that. So during this time, John Condon, a well-known Bronx personality and retired school teacher, offered $1,000 if the kidnapper would turn the child over to a Catholic priest. Condon received a letter reportedly written by the kidnappers and authorized Condon to be the intermediary between the kidnappers and him.
Yeah. And
Lindbergh accepted the letter as a genuine letter. So they're good on that. So following the kidnappers' latest instructions, Condon placed a classified ad in New York American reading, "Money is ready, Jofsy." Condon then waited for further instructions from the culprits. The meeting between Jofsy and a representative of the group that claimed to be the kidnappers was eventually scheduled for late one evening at Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. According to Condon, the man sounded foreign, but stayed in the shadows during the conversation, and Condon was thus unable to get a close look at the man's face. The man said that his name was John, and there he related his story, quote, "He was a Scandinavian sailor, part of a gang of 3 men and 2 women. The baby was being held on a boat unharmed, but would be returned only for ransom."
His name is John, last name Smith, I'm sure.
Oh my God. Crack the case. So, when Condon expressed doubt that John, quote unquote, actually had the baby, he promised some proof the kidnappers would soon return with the baby's sleeping suit. The stranger asked Condon, quote, would I burn if the package were dead? Everybody get that? Would I burn if the package were dead? When questioned further, he assured Condon the baby was alive. He's like, Condon was probably like, probably, and he's like, baby's definitely alive. Don't ask me the questions.
Don't look too far into that. Also,
don't scroll down further in this notes.
I'm definitely not a baby in a trench coat.
Oh, shorter than I expected.
Just put the money in the bag.
All right. I think he's Scandinavian. On March 16th, Condon received a toddler sleeping suit by mail and the 7th ransom note. After Lindbergh identified the sleeping suit, Condon placed a new ad in the home news. Quote, money is ready, no cops, no Secret Service, I came alone like last time. On April 1st, Condon received a letter saying it was time for the ransom to be delivered. The ransom was packaged in a wooden box that was custom made in the hope that it could be later identified. The ransom money included a number of gold certificates. Since gold certificates were about to be withdrawn from circulation, it was hoped that greater attention would be drawn to anyone spending them. The bills were not marked, but their serial numbers were recorded. Some of the sources credit the idea to Frank J. Wilson, and the others to Elmer Lincoln Irie. On April 2nd, Condon was given a note by an intermediary in an unknown cab driver. Condon met, quote, John and told him that they were able to raise only $50,000. The man accepted the money and gave Condon a note saying the child was in the care of 2 innocent women. So, on May 12th, a delivery truck driver, Orville Wilson, and his assistant, William Allen, pulled to the side of the road about 4.5 miles south of the Lindbergh home near the hamlet of Mount Rose in the neighboring Hopewell Township. When Allen went into the grove of trees to urinate, he found the body of a toddler. The skull was badly fractured and the body was decomposed with evidence of scavenging by animals. There were indications of an attempt at a hasty burial. They tried to shallow burial, bury this baby. Gao identified the baby as the missing infant from the overlapping toes on the right foot and a shirt that she had made.
Oh, Jesus.
It appeared the child had been killed by a blow to the head. Lindbergh insisted on a cremation for the child. In June of 1932, officials began to suspect the crime had been perpetrated by someone the Lindberghs knew. Suspicion fell on Violet Sharp, who we talked about, who later ended up being claimed innocent, but she was a British household servant at the Mora home who had been given contradictory information regarding her whereabouts on the night of the kidnapping. It was reported that she appeared nervous. It's suspicious when questioned. And like I said, on June 10, 1932, she took her own life by ingesting a silver polish that contained cyanide just before being questioned for the 4th time.
That's crazy.
Silver polish contained cyanide.
I mean,
cyanide was used for a lot of things, but
so was lead.
Yeah. Makes really good pipes. It doesn't make me crazy. You're crazy. Anyway.
Okay.
So, Condon was also questioned by police. His home was searched, but nothing was found. Charles Lindbergh stirred by Condon during this time. He was like, this is my fucking boy. And Condon was like, search. You're not going to find fucking shit. Go look.
Yeah.
You know what? John Condon's unofficial investigation. After discovering the body, Condon remained unofficially involved in the case to the public. He had become a suspect in some circles. He was vilified. For the next 2 years, he visited police departments and pledged to find Cemetery John, as became to know.
Yeah.
Wanted to fucking find this guy. Condon's actions regarding the case were increasingly flamboyant. On one occasion, during riding a city bus, Condon claimed that he saw a suspect on the street and, announcing his secret identity, ordered the bus to stop. The startled driver complied, and Condon darted from the bus, although his target eluded him. Condon's actions were also criticized as expletive when he agreed to appear in a vaudeville act regarding the kidnapping.
That seems a bit much.
Yeah. I wonder if it's good. Do you think the vaudeville act was good?
Maybe.
You know what vaudeville is? It's it's a comedy. It's a comedy. Yeah. It might be good.
I mean,
I would have popped in for a show. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna
You're not gonna immediately be like, no.
No, I mean.
You're like, I might check it out a little bit. Shit.
I'm just saying, like, it might, there's nothing going on. It's the 30s. It was probably like starving. So, like, just pop in, see what's up. Anyway, so a 1928 series $10 gold certificate. The investigators who were working on the case were soon at a standstill. Naturally,
Yeah.
There were no developments and little evidence of any sort, so police turned their attention to tracking the ransom payments. A pamphlet was prepared with the serial numbers on the ransom bills and $25,000 or $250. Jesus Christ! Rewind that back. 250,000 copies were distributed to businesses, mainly in New York City, where they had, the letters had come from. A few of the ransom bills appeared in scattered locations, some as far away as Chicago and Minneapolis, but those spending the bills were never found.
Oh.
Yes. By presidential order, all gold certificates were to be exchanged for other bills by May 1st, 1933. A few days before the deadline, a man brought $2,980 to the Manhattan Bank for exchange. It was later realized the bills were from the ransom. He had given his name as J.J. Faulkner of 537 West 149th Street. No one named Faulkner lived at the address, and Jane Faulkner, who had lived there 20 years earlier, denied involvement.
Okay.
Pretty suspicious, right?
It's a little suspicious.
So during, excuse me, coughing. During a 30-month period, a number of ransom bills were spent throughout New York City. Detectives realized that many of the bills were being spent along the route of Lexington Avenue subway, which connected the Bronx to the east side of Manhattan, including a German-Australian neighborhood of Yorkville.
Oh.
Fucking narrowing that shit down,
Yeah.
right? So, on September 18th, 1934, Manhattan bank teller noticed a gold certificate from the ransom.
Yeah.
Sees that shit, fucking lasers in, right? A New York license plate number for you 1341 NY penciled on the bill's margin allowed it to be traced back to a nearby gas station. The station manager had written down the license plate number because the customer was acting suspicious and possibly was a counterfeiter.
Oh.
It's like, this guy's kind of shifty. He's walking around like he's pulling his knees up real high when he walks. He's got striped clothes. He keeps going, I don't like that guy. Something about this guy is suspicious.
It's a little suspicious.
So the license plate belonged to a sedan owned by Richard Hauptmann of 1279 East 222nd Street in the Bronx, an immigrant with a criminal record from Germany. When Hauptmann was arrested, he was carrying a single $20 gold certificate, and over $14,000 of the ransom money was found in his garage. Whoops. So Hauptmann was arrested, interrogated, milked, and beaten.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Said beaten?
Before that?
Interrogated?
After that?
Anyway. I don't know what you're talking about. No, please, no more milking the German boy. They're like, we'll teach you, you fucking German. We're not angry at you yet. Wait, no, we are. What happened? We're still angry at you. So, yeah. So anyway, he was interrogated and beaten at least once throughout the following day and night. Like to clarify, at least once. It was probably more than once. Hauptmann stated that the money and other items had been left with him by his friend and former business partner, Isidor Fisch. Fisch had died on March 29, 1934, shortly after returning to Germany. Hauptmann stated he learned only after Fisch's death that the shoebox that was left with him contained a considerable sum of money. Suspicious. He kept the money because he claimed that it was owed to him from a business deal that he and Fisch had made, possibly stealing a baby. Hauptmann consistently denied any connection to the crime or the knowledge that the money in his house was from the ransom. When the police searched Hauptmann's home, they found a considerable amount of additional evidence that linked him to the crime. Not looking great.
Not looking so good.
No. One item was this notebook that contained a sketch of the construction of a ladder similar to the one that was used to get into the Lindbergh home in March 1932.
Yeah, that tracks.
No, I just really like ladders. Oh no, I gotta do a journal. I just really like ladders.
I just really like ladders.
I just really like ladders. Ladders are my favorite. You ever seen a nice, shitty ladder? Well, you could look at the hand. Don't look at the handwriting. look at everything else but the handwriting. Don't look at that. So John Connon's telephone number, along with his address, were discovered written on a closet wall in the house. A key piece of evidence, a section of wood was discovered in the attic of the home. After examining by an expert, it was determined to be an exact match to the wood that was used in the construction of the ladder found at the scene of the crime.
What the fuck?
Not even it's similar. It's an exact match.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The detective was pulls out his inventory and he's like,
yeah, right? How did you...
I always carry this ladder around me, and always. At all times.
Just so I remember.
Yeah, you're cooked. So Hauptmann was indicted in the Bronx on September 24th, 1934 for extorting the $50,000 ransom from Charles Lindbergh. 2 weeks later, on October 8th, Hauptmann was indicted in New Jersey for the murder of Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr. 2 days later, he was surrendered to the New Jersey authorities by New York Governor Herbert J. Lehman to face charges directly related to the kidnapping and murder of the child. Sucks to suck. And then in October, he was taken to a jail in New Jersey.
So what happens when you kidnap and murder a baby?
Probably don't do that.
Definitely don't do that.
Well, I'm just,
What, you think there's a reason to do it?
To kidnap a baby?
Yeah.
What if the baby...
A good reason.
Yeah, what if, the baby is, crawling into, a lion's den, and the lions only eat babies that crawl, and you're like, I gotta kidnap this baby from these lions.
That's not kidnapping a baby, that's saving a baby.
What if you just keep it?
Don't do that.
I'm just gonna give it back to the lions? No.
No, you give it back to the parent.
Clearly trying to give their baby to the lions. Not very good parents. You don't know what you're talking about. So, Lindbergh, Hauptmann was charged with capital murder, which, in case you didn't know, a lot of you who listen, you're not from the United States. I look at stats. I fucking love you guys. A lot of guys from the UK, all that kind of stuff. You guys are awesome. But capital murder in the United States usually implies that you're going to get the death penalty if convicted. Yeah. It's a capital murder offense. So, he was charged with capital murder. The trial was held in the Hunterdon County Courthouse in Flemington, New Jersey, and was soon dubbed the Trial of the Century.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Reporters swarmed the town, and every hotel room was booked. And Judge Thomas Whitaker Trenchard presided over the trial. So, in exchange for rights to publish Hauptmann's story in the newspaper, Edward J. Riley was hired by the New York Daily Mirror to serve as Hauptmann's attorney. David T. Woodlands, Attorney General of New Jersey, led the prosecution. Evidence against Hauptmann included the $20,000 of ransom money found in his garage and testimony alleging that his handwriting and spelling were similar to those of the ransom notes. Tough. 8 handwriting experts, including Albert J. Osborne, pointed out similarities between the ransom notes and Hauptmann's writing specimens. The defense called for an expert to rebut the evidence, while two others declined to testify. The latter two demanded $500 before looking at the notes and were dismissed when Lloyd Fisher, a member of Hauptmann's legal team, declined. He's like, no, absolutely not. Other experts retained by the defense were never called to testify. They had enough. On the basis of the work of Arthur Collier at the Forest Products Laboratory, the state introduced photographs demonstrating that part of the wood from the ladder matched the planks of wood from the floor of Hauptmann's attic. The type of wood, the direction of the tree growth, and the milling pattern, the inside and outside surface of the wood, and the grain on both sides were identical. And 4 oddly placed nail holes lined up with nail holes in joists of Hauptmann's attic. Oof. Not great.
Oh, it's a pretty big oof.
Like, it could have been, like, wood from anywhere. Like, you can't even prove that it came from my attic. Like, how do you even know it's mine? How do you even know it's mine?
Because it matches under microscopic imaging.
Nuh-uh.
Images?
Nuh-uh. So can I leave?
No.
But I said, nuh-uh. You
That's
should
not
work. how
that
It
works.
works in Germany. We should work here.
What?
Nuh-uh.
That's not how that works.
Dang it. Just drops his accent. So Condon's address and telephone number were written on pencil on a closet door in Hauptmann's home. Hauptmann told police that he had written Condon's address, quote, "I must have read in the newspaper about the story. I was a little bit interested and kept a little bit of a record of it, and maybe I was just on the closet and reading the newspaper and put it down and put the address.
Maybe.
Maybe. And I can't give you any explanation about the telephone number." I like how he's like,
Maybe.
It's very funny. Not the maybe. Maybe I was in the closet just reading. And then he's like, Condon. Get a director. Finds this one. Writes nothing else about the case.
Yeah, that seems a little sketch. A little sus.
So, a sketch that Woodlands suggested represented the ladder was found in one of the Hauptmann's notebooks. Hauptmann said that this picture and other sketches therein were a work of a child. Don't bring up kids. Don't do it. Not a good idea. Despite not having an obvious source of earned income, Hauptmann had bought a $400 radio, pretty much around like $9,000, and sent it home to his wife in Germany.
Why is he here and his wife is in Germany?
Because he's kidnapping babies. Are you not paying attention?
Well, yeah, I know that, but like,
Uh-huh.
you don't bring your wife on a little kidnapping adventure?
Oh, no, honey. No, you don't want to come to America. It's so terrible. Like, I just have, like, all this money and I have, like I can only eat, like, so many lobsters and steak all the time. It's so miserable. But Germany's nice. You just hang out there. It's great.
By the way, might have kidnapped a child.
Might have made a bit of a mistake. Might have made an oopsie poopsie. Yes, I killed the kid. Anyway.
You find out what happens next.
Wait till it happens when the idiot podcaster scrolls down and continues to read. You're gonna fucking hate it.
And she's like, what? What are you talking about? Strong German woman. Hauptmann was identified as the man who the ransom money was delivered to. Other witnesses testified that it was Hauptmann who had spent some of the Lindbergh's gold certificates, and that he had been the one seen in the area of the estate and East Amwell, New Jersey, near Hopewell, on the day of the kidnapping. Yes. And that he had been absent from work on the day of the ransom payment and quit his job 2 days later. What a whole 2 days.
He didn't just immediately do it.
So that's all, guys. Got to go kidnap a baby and get money and shit.
Okay, bye. No wave.
Yeah.
Like, I love that guy. You say he's gonna kidnap a baby? Like, you know, Germans. Always jokesters. Known for their jokes.
Every single time.
I don't get it. I don't find that funny.
I've told this story before. I think I told it on the doc. We had 2 German exchange students in high school,
Yeah.
and they were twins. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because we sent 2 of our students to Germany
Yeah.
for a semester. And then, like, we had them. And Like we would, because like I don't know how you were in high school, but at least with boys, you were like, oh, fuck, like you want to see how many milks I can stomp on, you know?
Girls are not like that.
We're fucking dumb. We had this whole thing where everybody got all their milks and we could line it up all the way across campus. And then we had one guy stomp all the way down. It was super cool. But that's not even a bit. That's a true story.
Why?
I can have someone confirm that for you too. Because it was funny. And a lot of them were curdled. It was crazy. But I remember this German kid being there. And then just being like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought this, like, are you not in America?
You and me both, German kid. We both don't get it.
It was super cool.
And
then we played the pass out game, and then my buddy Hunter had a seizure. And then we're like, whoa, that was scary. And then he got up and was like, I had a seizure. I'm like, damn. And we kept stomping on milks. High school was awesome. Anyway.
I'm with the German kid. I don't fucking understand.
You don't need
I don't get it.
Art is subjective. Now, after sought another job afterward, yet he continued to live comfortably on his ransom money, I assume.
Probably.
Definitely. When the prosecution rested its case, the defense opened with a lengthy examination of Hapman. In his testimony, Hapman denied being guilty. He's like, no, not me, not I. Insisted that the box of gold certificates had been left in his garage by his friend Isidor Fisch, who had returned to Germany in December 1933 and died in March of 1934. Hapman said that he had one day found a shoebox left by Fisch, which Hampton stored on the top shelf of his kitchen broom closet. Later discovering the money, which he later found to be almost $40,000, which is equivalent to $713,000 today. Hapman said that because Fisch owed him about $7,500 in business funds, Hapman decided to keep the money for himself and lived on it since January 1934. So, you understand that?
Yeah.
You would get that? He was like, he owes me $7,500.
Yeah.
I'm going to take almost $1 million for funsies. Now, the defense called Hapman's wife, Anna, who corroborated the Fisch story. On cross-examination, she admitted that while she hung her apron every day on the hook higher than the top shelf, mind you, his wife, did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Not the one who's in Germany.
But the one who's here,
The one who's here.
you know.
Okay.
As you do.
Glad we're not. Well, of course. Obviously.
Do you have a wife in Germany I don't know about?
No. But if she did, she would probably pick me up and swaddle me in her arms. I assume that's how German women are. Gigantic.
Is that what you want?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Unfortunately,
Like, we're going to
for
eat
you,
strudel. You're going to eat strudel and you're going to like it. I'm like, I'm terrified. You're horrifying. Then we're going to go and listen to classical music. I don't know how I'll do this.
Unfortunately,
I like America.
for you, I can't swaddle you.
That's all right. My spirit's out. That's so funny.
She's so dying.
So,
She crumpled.
his wife was saying that she hung her apron up every day.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't remember seeing a shoebox in there. Later, rebuttal witnesses testified that Fisch could not have been at the scene of the crime and had no money for medical treatments when he died of tuberculosis.
Oh.
Fisch's landlady testified that he could barely afford the $3.50 weekly rent out of his room. Yes. In his closing summation, Bradley argued that the evidence against Hauptmann was entirely circumstantial because no reliable witnesses placed Hauptmann at the scene of the crime, nor were his fingerprints found on the ladder, on the ransom notes, anywhere in the nursery, and not on the baby, and all the evidence in his house is bullshit, and you're a liar.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
I mean, like, genuinely, that's not how that works.
So Hauptmann was convicted on February 13, 1935, immediately sentenced to death. Immediately. No, there was no like, we'll come back, we'll do your sentencing trial, we'll give you like, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they just said, you're done.
They're like, you're fried, you're done. Hey, buddy, you're done.
Hey, I know we literally just got done with trial, but
yeah.
like,
Yes.
what you want to eat?
I don't know, like maybe like I have like a
Choose wisely.
why? Like I was thinking, like maybe like I have a nice like what do Germans eat?
Sauerkraut.
It's fucked up against Germans. Now, sauerkraut.
Bratwurst.
Now you're just being stared at. I was thinking maybe have like a large beer.
I like a good bratwurst. Okay.
I do like a good bratwurst. Now let's ruin the rest of the podcast. Let's talk about bratwurst. Welcome to Beyond the Omens. Now,
just carefully. It's your last meal, ever.
I'm pretty sure I meant to eat more than once. Idiot.
No.
And it's about idiot. I'll figure it out. IDOT.
IDOT.
So, call me an IDOT. A fucking asshole. So, its attorneys were like, they went to the New Jersey Court of Errors and Appeals, which at the time was the state's highest court, and they appealed. You know, they're like, let's calm down a little bit. We don't need to kill this German guy. New Jersey Governor Harold G. Hoffman secretly visited Hauptmann in his cell on the evening of October 16th, accompanied by a stenographer who spoke German fluently. Hoffman urged the members of the Court of Errors and Appeals to visit Hauptmann in late January 1936, while declaring that he was in no position on the guilt or the innocence of Hoffman. I know it sounds like it's Hoffman, Hoffman, cited evidence that the crime was not a one-person job and directed Schwarzenkoff to continue a thorough and impartial investigation in an effort to bring all parties involved to justice. Burping. I haven't drank in a podcast in a while. Woo.
How you feeling?
Find out.
You're feeling.
I can feel. It became known among the press on March 27th that Hoffman was considering a second reprieve of Hauptmann's death sentence and was seeking options about whether the governor had the right to issue a second reprieve. On March 30th, 1936, Hauptmann's second and final appeal asking for clemency from the New Jersey Board of Pardons was denied.
Yeah, I thought that's where that
Kick
was
rocks.
gonna go.
Of course. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Hey, yo. Jersey.
Okay.
Okay. Hoffman later announced that this decision would be the final legal action in the case. You know, he would not grant another reprieve. Nonetheless, there was postponement when the Mercer County grand jury investigating the confession and arrest of Trenton attorney Paul Wendell requested a delay from Warden Mark Kimberling. The final stay ended when the Mercer County prosecutor informed Kimberling that the grand jury had adjourned after voting to end its investigation without charging Wendell. So, Hoffman turned down an offer from Hearst newspaper for a confession and refused the last-minute offer to commute his sentence from the death penalty to life without parole in exchange for a confession. And on April 3rd, 1936, he met Old Smokey.
Oh.
Fucking roll that lightning, brother. It's fucking... No, gonna get a laugh out of you? All right, that's fine. I'll go fuck myself. After his death...
I was just watching.
Don't laugh at a man getting electrocuted, Taylor. That's horrible. That's not funny.
I knew where you were going with that. I knew it.
Stop poking me. I'm trying to read. After his death, some reporters and independent investigators came up with numerous questions about the way in which the investigation had been run and the fairness of the trial, including the witnesses tampering and planted evidence. You know.
Yeah, no.
Twice in the 1980s, Anna Hapman sued the state of New Jersey for the unjust execution of her husband. The suits were dismissed due to the Pritchard immunity and because of the statute of limitations had run out. She continued fighting for the Clear's name until her death at the age of 95 in 1994.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still did it, though. So.
I'm going to go on a limb and say he did it. Might be, listen.
I don't know.
I know. Might be a hot take. Stop yawning. It's going to be a hot take.
Pee.
So, there's alternative theories.
Oh.
Theories.
That it was the baby?
No, it wasn't the baby. I just told you there's a whole story, and you still think it might be the baby. You think the baby built a ladder out of a German man's attic's wood. Okay?
Yeah.
Climbed out.
Yeah.
Partially destroyed the ladder.
Yeah.
Got ransom money.
Yeah.
Stashed it in this German man's house. Went back to the area near the estate and bashed its own head in. Is that correct?
Listen.
No.
It was definitely the German guy.
I'm trying to think, what if it was the baby? Anyway.
I've convinced him.
You haven't. A number of books have asserted Hapman's innocence, generally highlighting the inadequate police work at the scene of the crime, Lindbergh's interference investigation, the ineffectiveness of Hapman's counsel, the weaknesses of the witnesses and physical evidence, which I don't fucking know about that.
I think there was enough evidence.
Lindbergh Kennedy, in particular, questioned much of the evidence, such as the origin of the ladder and the testimony of many witnesses. I don't know. That's a lot of fucking evidence in this dude's house. According to author Lloyd Gardner, a fingerprint expert, Russia's Mead Hudson applied the then rare silver nitrate fingerprint process to the ladder and did not find Hapman's fingerprints, even in places at the maker of the ladder must have touched.
Maybe he wore gloves.
Maybe he wore gloves. According to Gardner, officials refused to consider this expert's findings, and the ladder was then washed of all fingerprints. They're like, no, and they start just power washing it and cleaning it up. Gotta get that baby to shine. Not that baby, the ladder. Jim Fisher, come on, a former FBI agent and professor at the Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania, has written 2 books, The Lindbergh Case, which came out in 1987, and The Ghost of Hopewell in 1999, which is a fucking cool name, addressing what he calls a revision movement regarding the case. He summarizes, today, the Lindbergh phenomenon is a giant hoax perpetrated by people who were taking advantage of an uninformed and cynical public. Notwithstanding all the books, TV programs, and legal suits, Hapman is guilty today as he was in 1932 when he kidnapped and killed the son of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Lindbergh. So he admitted he fucking did it. Got him. Fucking gotcha. Anyway. Another book, Hapman's Ladder, a step-by-step analysis of the Lindbergh kidnapping by Richard T. Cahill Jr. Cahill? Sahil? Butchering that, I apologize. Concludes that Hapman was guilty, but questions whether he should have been executed.
I mean, he killed a baby.
Killed a baby.
He kidnapped and then killed a child and then lied about it. So
it's not great. Now, I know we went into over 3 years ago. Crazy. We did our episode 2. We did boxed executions.
Yes.
And over the years we've talked about executions, about like whether or not the state should be able to be like, set this man to death.
Yeah.
But if you bash a baby's head in after kidnapping it from its house, I'm gonna say that you probably shouldn't be doing smoking.
Yeah.
It's a controversial take. A lot of people don't believe the death penalty should be a thing.
I mean, I can see both sides.
I could definitely see both sides. I can totally understand. There are like, what's the percentage of people who are on death row who are potentially innocent? Like fucking like 7 or like 0.7% or 7%. It's pretty fucking high.
It
and
is
people get released from death row all the time.
Yeah.
Which I believe it's the Innocence Project. I'm gonna find it and put it in the link.
They do a lot of really good work.
Those guys are fucking awesome. I love those guys.
There was a recent one where there was a recent off of death row. Or actually, no, they executed him. It was very recent, within the last month. But they did not have any sufficient evidence at all.
Don't like it.
And it was very, very likely that he did not do it. And
I don't like that.
the state still did it.
See,
I don't like that.
I'm gonna go off on a fucking tangent here for a second. There are times where I feel like the death penalty is absolutely justified. You know, if someone's a serial killer, for example.
Especially when they like admit it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna get into.
When they're like,
Where they're like, yeah, I kidnapped those 10 people and I cut their fucking faces off and made lamps and ate their
Notes and-
bones and shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
be like, do you feel guilty about it? And they're like, no. I'm like, cool. So like, electric chair?
how do you want to choose which way you're going to die?
I find it crazy though that the electric chair is still an option.
Yeah, that is kind of wild.
Feels a little outdated.
Well, yeah.
You're looking at all these options. You're on death row. You have all these options. Usually it's like one or two.
Yeah.
You know? And then you're like, I'm going to choose electric chair. Why? Why? At no point does that sound, I mean, none of it sounds appealing, but if you're going to die, I don't want to die quick.
Which, I mean, even then, like, not all of the methods are very quick. I mean, how many botched?
It was a whole episode's worth. I believe it was like an hour and 45 minutes.
I just mean, like, lethal injections specifically.
Oh, yeah, I pulled up statistics that one time.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But you know what has the 100% foolproof?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's the, like, shooting range.
Firing squad. Yes.
Fire squad.
100% completion rate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Can't
I
fuck
mean,
that one up.
It's fair. But no, I definitely, I understand, like, some points where a death penalty does not seem like a bad option. However, the fact that something like the Innocence Project even has to exist, the point where they have gotten so many people off of death row, even just out of prison.
Yes.
Because things are very clear, like, did not do it, and then still doing it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Pretty spooky.
I don't know. I don't love it.
Yeah. While we're staying off topic for a second, do you know how Japan does their death penalty?
You get like no warning, right?
Get no
Like,
warning.
one day
I
is-
found out the other day about how they actually do it. Saw like an animation of it. Fucking fascinating.
Oh.
Completely fascinating because like here in the States they go, you're gonna die on XX date. All right. In Japan they give you no warning.
Yeah, that I knew.
They bring you into a room and they go, well, you're gonna die by the only way that Japan allows, by hanging. They put them in a room, put a noose around their neck, and they stand in like this square. And then 3 people go into a room. There's no window. There's 3 buttons. One of those buttons is live.
So you just don't.
So you don't know. And they go,
I mean,
they go 3, 2, 1. And they go, he went before me. But yeah, they just fucking.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean,
They
that's
just fucking. That's
similar
it.
to like the firing squad. I mean, there's one live.
Yeah.
And
See, listen, if I was going to be executed by the state, by the federal, by the feds,
Yeah.
you know, I'd be like, I propose a different option.
which is
Bring back nuclear testing. I want you to drop a nuke on my forehead.
just gonna want to see what happens.
Be wild.
Yeah.
Hit me with a missile. That'd be fucking cool. They're like, this guy's an asshole, and there's like, just blow up. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's other theories out there. Robert Zorn believed that there was a conspiracy with 2 other German-born men, John and Walter Knoll. Zorn's father, economist Eugene Knoll, believed that as a teenager he had witnessed a conspiracy being discussed. Like, whether or not Hoffman did it by himself or not, I'm not sure. But I don't know.
I almost wonder if it was more than one person.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it wasn't Hoffman himself who killed the baby.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he did say and he could have definitely been lying. There's a butt hanging out there. But I mean, maybe one of the men got frustrated. You know?
Yeah, you think there was more than one?
Yeah.
You do?
I think it's a valid theory.
I think it's a valid theory, but I believe, personally, there's a lone wolf.
Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, maybe.
Whether or not, like, why he concocted this idea that he can kidnap a baby, I don't know. Picture the Lindbergh baby.
Yeah.
Maybe he just was like, these guys are rich, I'll steal from them.
Yeah, and I don't know.
What if he just stole the crib instead of the baby?
Just left the baby on the ground.
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck?
Give him a pen and say, you write this. I'm out of here.
Write this ransom note for the crib. Baby's like looking around, all confused. Doesn't understand because it's a baby. But yeah, what'd you think?
That's pretty good.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we have not covered that before. I've read into it before. I've just never thought to cover it.
I find it fascinating.
I agree.
I went on the FBI website and looked at their infamous crimes. And I was like, that sounds interesting.
Lindbergh baby is a very interesting case.
Don't have to tell me that. But if you found it interesting, rate us 5 stars in the listening app. Like, share, subscribe. You know the fucking biz, baby. You know what I'm saying? Mwah. Give a little peck on the cheek. Or on the lips. Now,
Yeah?
platonically. Now, as a friend. Please go check out Blaze the Bewitched. Very fun show. I think it was, we're going to be hopefully doing that more often. I think it was very, very fun. It was very scary and it was very cold.
Well, yeah.
It's in the woods in the dark.
It's fall. It's cold.
Don't even fucking try with that shit. You thought a marshmallow flavor was Chevy. If you enjoyed this episode, like I already said all that, but you can follow us on Instagram, HGOPodcast, Threads, HGOPodcast. Follow us on Facebook at Haunts, Graves, and Omens. You can want to send us hate mail. Send us your scary stories. Send us whatever you want. HGOPodcast@gmail.com. Literally, send me whatever you want as long as it's not illegal, because I will find you.
He's telling the truth.
I'll find you.
He will.
And I'll pee in your bed and then I'll blame you for it. I will. If you want to follow me directly, you can. I Hunt the Haunted on Instagram. Those booze is kicking in. I'm going to pass. And Twitch. Twitch.tv/I Hunt the Haunted. Boo. Pass off tick.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lunar Thrill. That's all I got. I don't do a whole lot. I'm trying to post more, but let's see how that goes. You can also follow our dog at Spirit the Turv.
Spirit the Turv.
On Instagram. I've been trying to post more on TikTok. I post things about her, about my job. That's about it. That's about all I got.
It's pretty cool.
You beat me to it.
I did. But yeah, man, we're we're rapidly approaching episode 150,
That's wild.
which is fucking crazy. And we're gonna have to do something special for 150. We're gonna talk about that, and then that'll be season 4. Sounds crazy numbers.
That's wild to me.
4 seasons. It's wild.
That's wild.
The episode numbers don't change. It's just for us every couple episodes.
Every 50.
Every 50. Yes.
I
Something
assume.
like that. I don't know. Whenever we
I
change.
assume, considering it's season 4 and 150 divided by 3 is 50. So
Don't even act smart, dude. You can just do math and shit. You're a liar.
I can't do math.
You're fake news.
I can't do math. I had to have you explain how to do long division as an adult.
I don't fucking know.
You explained it to me fairly well. Still don't
Oh,
understand.
dude, I must have been drunk. I don't remember that at all. If you haven't already, go out there and fucking vote.
Yes.
God damn it.
We're going to do that tonight.
Yeah. Literally, the moment this cuts, we're going to go vote. And
But we got the cool mail-in ballots, so.
yeah, I'm voting for Brett Peterson.
Brett Peterson, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good option.
Vote Brett Peterson for president. Love
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
My favorite. I don't know.
Otherwise, go vote.
Go vote. And remember to stay spooky.
Stay haunted.
And maybe it was I'm starting to think maybe it was a baby.
I've convinced them.
It wasn't the baby.
It could have been the baby.
It wasn't the
It
baby.
could have been.
You thought that a flavor of marshmallow was Chevy. I'm not trusting a word you say.
I didn't seriously, but like that was the first thing that popped in my head was Chevy because it was a quote from like the song, and my first thought, Chevy. It wasn't. Apple pie makes a lot more sense, but also don't use song lyrics.
I'm gonna marry this woman. Bye.